Good morning. My dad is literally taking time away from his kids so he can literally make a cool video for you guys. If you don't pay attention, you will literally not get the review. You need to literally kick butt on the New York State test next week.
Okay, guys, that was Avery helping me out. She just literally did a great job on that. So hopefully that will encourage you to pay attention even more, as if you weren't going to already. All right, so I'm going to go through 4 examples of multi-step equations. Some might have one solution, some might have no solution, some might have infinitely many solutions. And overall, you guys did a pretty good job at this, but I'm just going to go through a few more as the test is next week. For the test, if you want to write them out on paper and then write them using the equation editor, that's fine. If you want to just use the equation editor, that's fine. Again, it's just a matter of probably using your finger, probably simplest. You can use a stylus if you want, and then just doing the work, getting it in the computer and submitting it. Remember that the bottom answer box has to have your final answer. So, and again, we'll do a couple more this week as we just do some final touch-ups on review. Okay, so for the first example, it says, what is the value of t that satisfies the equation below? Which is just another way of saying solve for the variable, or what's t equal to, or whatever. All right, so let me bring up a pen here. Okay, so for the first example, when you look at this, you should recognize that the first thing you need to do is distribute. Okay, in this case, you're going to distribute 3 to t and to 4. Okay, which will give you 3t plus 12. Now, here, notice you're not just distributing 2, you're distributing a negative 2. So that would give you minus 4t. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 equals negative 4. Again, if you want to do this on paper and then put it in the equation editor, that's totally up to you. If you want to just do it in the equation editor, be my guest. Okay, so after you distribute, now you should recognize that you need to combine like terms. So look on this side. 3t take away 4t is not just t, it's negative t. Okay, I can combine this and this. Then I can combine the positive 12 and the negative 6. Well, 12 take away 6 we know is plus 6 equals, equals negative 4. Okay, at this point, hopefully you recognize to subtract 6 to both sides. Again, once you're shifting variables or constants from one side to the other, you're thinking opposite. If you see subtract, you're adding. If you see plus, you're subtracting. Did I say that twice? Whatever. All right, so those cancel. You get negative t equals negative 10. Now again, I don't want negative 10. I don't want negative t, I should say. Okay, I don't want negative t, I want positive t. Plus, you should recognize that none of your answers are negative 10. So once, if you have negative t or negative x or negative whatever, to fix that, you can either multiply both sides by negative 1 or divide both sides by negative 1. It's your choice. Okay, and negative 10 divided by negative 1 is clearly positive 10. Okay, next one, which would be choice C. Alrighty, next one. An equation is shown below. How many solutions, if any, does the equation have? Now, notice it's not saying necessarily what's x equal to or what's the value of the variable. It's saying how many solutions are there. So if you solve this and you get x equals 20, okay, don't just leave that. You'd have to finish out with one solution, okay, in that answer box at the bottom of the equation editor. Okay, so just be aware of that. Don't just read the question, okay? So even though this is a short question, if you were being wise, you would underline specifically what they're asking for. Okay, so similar to the last problem, the first thing we need to do is distribute 3 times x and 3 times negative 2, which gives us 3x minus 6. Bring down that plus 7x. Here I'm distributing again. 1/2 times 6x and 1/2 times negative 2 gives me 3x minus 1. All right, again, combine like terms. Over here I get 10x minus 6 equals 3x minus 1. Get all your x's on one side by doing the opposite. Okay, subtract 3x to both sides, and I'm also, in the same step, going to add 6 to both sides. You don't have to do both steps in one, but many of you can handle that without a big deal, so it's your choice. The 6's cancel. The x's here cancel. You're left with 7x equals negative 1 plus 6 is 5. Divide 7, divide 7. X equals 5/7. Now again, like I said in the beginning, don't stop here, okay? Because that doesn't answer the question. All right, you solved it correctly, we did it correctly, but it doesn't answer the question. The question is how many solutions are there? So down in, after you show all this correct work here, like so, in the answer box of equation editor, you would write 1 solution, like so. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. So once again, there's just some distributing going on. In this case, I'm going to distribute 0.4 times 2x and 0.4 times 1/2. Okay. So 0.4 times 2x is 0.8x. And 0.4 times, well, 1/2 is like saying 0.5. Okay, so 0.4 times 0.5, you have a calculator, and you get 0.2 equals. All right, so now here it may look a little different. You've got some brackets here, one right there, one right here, and you've got a number in parentheses right here. Don't let it throw you off. You're still just distributing. Okay, so if you see a symbol you're not quite used to, haven't seen before, don't panic. Not a big deal. Just distribute. Okay, in this case, 3 times 0.2x and 3 times negative 2. All right, so this would give me 0.6x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, and then be sure you bring down that minus 4. Okay. So on the hopefully on the right hand side you recognize that you can combine like terms. So let's bring down the 0.8x plus 0.2 equals, and over here is 0.6x minus 10. That's a 2. Okay, now I don't know, you can subtract 0.2 to both sides. And you can subtract 0.6x to both sides. Okay, these cancel, these cancel. Here you get 0.2x. And over here you get negative 10.2. Again, minus 10, minus 0.2. Use your calculator for the whole test. Don't be bashful. Right? Don't try doing, if you can't do a lot of math facts in your head pretty quickly, just use your calculator. It takes 2 seconds. You know it's right. You know that. All right. So at this point, you're going to divide both sides by 0.2. Divide by 0.2. All right. And you get negative 51. 5, 10, 50. Yep. Yep. Negative 10.2 divided by 0.2 is negative 51. Okay, I'm going to quick double check my phone here. I think that's right. Negative 10.2. Sorry, guys. Oh, stupid thing crashed. Yep. Okay, that's the answer. Again, be sure you put that down in the answer box of the equation editor. Okay, one more. Solve for the given variable. So once again, distribute. So negative 4v minus 12 equals negative 12 minus 4v. Okay. So in this case, you should recognize that it looks pretty similar on either side of the equation. But if you start solving it, like, okay, I could add 12 to both sides. That gives me negative 4v equals negative 4v. And then I could divide both sides by negative 4. I get v equals v. And when you're solving an equation, it looks like a proper check. That should tell you, wait a minute, it's either no solution or infinitely many. And again, v does equal v. So hopefully that kicks your brain to, oh, that makes sense, that works. So it must be there's an infinite number of solutions. So again, in the answer box of the equation editor, just write infinite number of solutions. Okay. Although, you know what, let's just write it out. Infinite. Spelling doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, just write it out like that. Okay, infinite number of solutions. And again, if you were to solve this and you ended up with 4 equals negative 3, okay, that doesn't make any sense, any mathematical sense. So then you would say there's no solution. Again, if this problem ended up like that, which it didn't. Okay, so there's some examples. One solution, infinite number of solutions, and again, if it came up like this, it would be no solution. All right, guys, hope that helped. We'll do lots of practice this week. You see 4 days this week and 2 days next week. So only 6 more class periods before the state test. Let's finish strong, kick booty. Have a great day. Later.